Hi, today is Wednesday, and we finished meeting with intonation, and then half of it was word stress. So on the spreadsheet, I'm starting with the tab that says sentence stress and intonation. And we began with most of us grew up with feel good stories. Most of us grew up with feel good stories. Most of us is all connected. Most of us. If you say, you bet, usually it's I don't know why we say you bet you, but it's usually you betcha. Um, or I betcha $10 he won't show up. Got you, the T and the Y together changed to a cha, gotcha. Oh, I gotcha. And number 7, I need to know that information as well. I'm guessing that need would be emphasized because it's expressing the importance, and it's unusual to emphasize that instead of a more important word. But in this case, it seems like they're pointing out the specific information. So I'm going to emphasize it. I need to know that information as well. I need to know. I need to know. That T and two changes to a D. I need to know that information. The D in the T changes to a D in that. That information as well. Information as well. And if you say, I need to know I need to know that information as well, don't I? Don't I? If you're going up, then you're asking, you don't know the answer, do I? But if you say, I need to know that information as well, don't I? Don't I? If you go down, that means I do. I know the answer. You know the answer. We both know I need that information. You're not really asking to get an answer. You're just confirming. You know this, right? If you say, don't you, it's a T and a Y that make a cha. You can make it more casual and say, don't ya, don't ya. Polymers export and distribution supervisor. So I put some little slashes to indicate slow down there. You don't have to take a long pause, but just slow down. Polymers export and distribution supervisor. Polymers export and distribution supervisor. So number 11, what do you mean? What do you? You have two main options, what do ya or what ya. So what do you mean? What you mean? And you can use that what do you for anything. So what do you want? What you want? What do you want to do? What you want to do? And 12, first is the value of the product. Somebody added this, and I'm not sure of the context, but I'm guessing that if you're starting a sentence with first, it's maybe a list of things, and this is the introduction of the sentence. First, anytime you start a sentence with an introduction like that or a transition, then, next, however, therefore, first is the value of the product. And 14 has a lot of S's and Z's, so that's good practice for that. Season of festivities and celebrations. Season of festivities and celebrations. And now let's go to word stress. So we're starting with some words we didn't finish last week and some from this week. Offering, ordering, devising. And number 8, you have two choices, researched, researched, budgeting, while. It's important to have time for your tongue to rise. While. Contribute, submitted, words. The vowel is It's not really a vowel, just making the R noise. So don't worry about if it's spelled with an O or an E. You're really just putting your tongue curled back in position and just making the noise. Words. And I'm going down to number 34. It's the same sound in world. So think of were, like where were you? World. And then take time for your tongue to move from the R to the L. World. Now back to 26. Wars. This one is spelled with an A, but it sounds like an O. And you should round your lips a lot. War. Wars. Wars. I have no idea what 27 is, so I'll delete it. 28, you have two choices, detail or detail. 29, you have two choices, finance or finance. And the word suffixes is a strange word. Suffixes, prefixes, and important is perfectly pronounced with a T, important, important. But most American English speakers will drop that middle T and just say important. And so your tongue goes up to the T, which is the same as the N position, and hold it there, important. And that same thing happens with certain. You can say perfectly with a T, certain, or make it just shorter, certain, certain, just hold the N. And that's it. So thank you for coming. We had a lot of good words and a lot of good practicing and participation, and I appreciate that so much. Have a good evening. Bye.